We're here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why else even be here? There has never been another you, and there never will be another you. You have unique gifts and talents that can change the world. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. Be humble enough to admit when mistakes are made and move forward to your next idea. My favorite things in life don't cost any money. It's really clear that the most precious resource we all have is time. I'm convinced that about half of what separates successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. The Encarta Dictionary defines innovation as a new idea or method. Are you generating new ideas or methods? You have the choice to live your life stagnantly or as an innovator. Which will you choose? I think if you do something and it turns out pretty good, then you should go do something else wonderful. Not dwell on it for too long. Just figure out what's next. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.
If you want to live your life in a creative way, as an artist, you have to not look back too much. You have to be willing to take whatever you've done and whoever you were and throw them away. The more the outside world tries to reinforce an image of you, the harder it is to continue to be an artist, which is why a lot of times, artists have to say, bye, I have to go, I'm going crazy and I'm getting out of here. And they go and hibernate somewhere. Maybe later they re-emerge a little differently.
Taking LSD was a profound experience. One of the most important things in my life. LSD shows you that there's another side to the coin, and you can't remember it when it wears off. But you know it. It reinforced my sense of what was important. Creating great things instead of making money. Putting things back into the stream of history and of human consciousness as much as I could. If you just sit and observe, you will see how restless your mind is. If you try to calm it, it only makes it worse. But over time it does calm. And when it does, there's room to hear more subtle things. That's when your intuition starts to blossom, and you start to see things more clearly and be in the present more. Your mind just slows down, and you see a tremendous expanse in the moment. You see so much more than you could see before. It's a discipline. You have to practice it. I've read something that Bill Gates said about 6 months ago. He said, I worked really hard in my 20 seconds, and I know what he means. Because I worked really hard in my 20 seconds too. Literally, 7 days a week. A lot of hours every day, and it actually is a wonderful thing to do. Because you can get a lot done, but you can't do it forever. And you don't want to do it forever. And you have to come up with ways of figuring out what the most important things are and working with other people even more.
You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. When you are in the middle of a difficult situation, or you're confused about your path, It's important to trust that eventually everything will connect. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Be you. The world needs your unique strengths. Trying to be a clone of someone else, or to be someone you are expected to be, won't work. You are wonderfully made and have a purpose only. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. If your goal is to please everyone, you will always fall short. You will never make everyone happy. Listening to everyone's opinions about your life can be very discouraging, and it's important to not let others' judgments of your dreams and goals drown out your hope. Don't let your innermost spark, the passion that ignites you, die. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Have you ever said, "I'd love to do, fill in the blank, with my time, but..." Work through the buts, the fears, and the obstacles. Have the courage to follow your intuition. Stay hungry. Stay foolish. Push yourself. Stay eager to learn, take risks, and keep trying to do what others say can't be done. If today were the last day of your life, would you want to do what you are about to do today? Jobs said. He looked in the mirror every morning and asked himself that question. And whenever the answer was no, for many days in a row, he knew he needed to make a change. Facing ourselves in the mirror and asking this question to ourselves can help us determine if what we're doing is truly important and whether your plans for the day actually line up with your priorities. I think the things you regret most in life are the things you didn't do. How many of us have jobs we hate? How many of us live our lives in misery because we're too scared to take risks? The greatest joy comes from living a life outside of our comfort zones, where we live vulnerably and authentically. We are called not to live sheltered lives but to boldly live our purpose. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way, I know, to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose.